President from Tradition Capital Bank. And once again, they're a member FDIC and equal housing lender.
Welcome back, Elk River Grand Rapids, third period of the Edina Holiday Classic. Quick rundown of the scoring. It was Moss scoring his first at 4:27 from Humphrey and McCalis for Elk River. Then Grand Rapids in the second period is Goring with a 6 from Miller and Peart at 11-minute mark, and then Goring again from Koenig and Bishop at 6:40 power play. Grand Rapids starts 1:53 on the power play to start this period, up by a goal.
Well, Bart Archer, I have never seen an error message like I did from YouTube on that one before. I've done this for a while.
Breaking new ground.
So we put together a new feed. We're starting to build the audience back up to where we were here in period number 3 as we just start. So thank you for your patience, and we all know it gets a little bit different with feeds and the web, etc. But man,
you gotta adjust.
Thank you to Jane Morrow, my sister, for putting us back on the map and letting yours truly know, because excuse me, we didn't get any notification. Usually it tells you on your system here that you're down, and so it's like, what's this?
Well, down in wine country in Arizona. I learned something.
Absolutely. So now it's the Thunderhawks who, after they trailed 1-0, have the 2-1 lead off those couple of pair of goals in the second period. It's going to be played back into their own zone. Cody Miller with it. Left wing side for Bonner. Now it's off the boards and sent right back in. Handled with the skate there by Koenig. Bonner, right wing side for Bischoff. And that one's whistled down. Offside at the line.
Well, he just stammered a little bit, and it was the winger that snuck in, and I believe the winger was, well, I'm not even going to speculate. Say, as long as we have just a quick moment, thoughts from MinnesotaHockey.tv go out to Connor Flohag, who's missing tonight for this Grand Rapids Thunderhawk squad. Took a big hit. We wish him all the best, speedy recovery, and hopefully he can get back and help his team move forward sooner than later, obviously. But our thoughts are with you, Connor.
Connor got smoked last night. I don't think he saw that thing coming at all.
No. But we just want him to get back to playing hockey and be well.
The big part of the blow came when he hit his head on the ice.
Well, that's why they make helmets, and the technology nowadays really prevented it from being something pretty catastrophic. Back in my day, that might have been a huge point of concern.
What you wore was styrofoam and cheap plastic
yeah.
with mouth guards that were on the outside of your mouth.
Yeah, they froze when you played outdoors, but it was never the impact that bothered me. It was always the echo. I'm just kidding.
How about those mouth guards that were on the outside of the mouth? Those are something, weren't they?
They kind of defined the era.
Did they work?
Well, yeah, I suppose they did. Of course, you'd still get, I mean, it'd save your teeth, but you get some bruises and some blood if it hit. But again, you got to keep
it was such a different world, wasn't it?
Yeah, indeed it was. I think it's trending the right direction, though, Pete.
Your world or the world?
The world, not mine. Mine would take more than an act of God. It's all good. Here's Peart.
Peart's been all over the place here tonight. Offensive zone, defensive zone, neutral zone.
Well, he's taking more chances tonight than he did previously. He's very sound, responsible defenseman, bringing the puck out of the zone. But tonight he's kind of flexing his offensive muscles and taking some skates.
Koenig with it, going for a skate back in behind the net himself.
Dean Youngblood, move over.
Oh. Every club's got a couple of Dinos on their team, though, don't they?
Absolutely, but sometimes that's the play. You just have to keep moving, and hopefully something will free up and you can make something happen. But 13:41 left in this third period. Grand Rapids holding on to 1-goal advantage and doing a pretty good job of playing keep away. They have some possession down in the Elk River zone and forcing them to come the full length of the ice to get some opportunities. So far, those opportunities have not presented themselves to this point.
Butchert plays this one back into the corner. Cole Tvet plays that back to Butchert. And the body positioning for Zolke makes the play. Gets a little bit of help from Koenig. Koenig chips the glass. And that will work at the length of the ice. No icing on the play. Ferry pinned up along the boards by Goring. Goring walks out of the corner, had an opportunity there if he could have gotten turned to make the play.
Boy, Grand Rapids holding the blue line. It's impressive. It means they're having some confidence in their play.
Cross the line they go. Oh, nice play in on goal. A slash on Foss, and he's going to get a power play for his squad with that opportunity.
Well, he's a big guy that can skate, trying to keep that goal streak alive right now, but he got in behind the Grand Rapids Thunderhawks defenseman, and they were forced to take the penalty, and that's going to be Cody Miller, the sophomore defenseman, going to spend 2 minutes in the box. Really a nice opportunity for Ben Gustafson and the Elk River Elks on the power play. 12:43 left in regulation. They could turn a little bit of the momentum from Grand Rapids back to the Elk River side.
I swear, Bart, every time you say Ben Gustafson, I swear you're putting a GNT on there. Ben Gustafson, I swear,
Washington
from the
Capitals.
Washington Capitals
Right.
with Peter Bondra. Wow.
That's funny.
60 goal scorer he was. Eitan Duchesne, remember that?
Absolutely.
The great late. At 12.5 to go here in the period. This the third period. Left wing side, back door. Michaelis shots blocked.
Nice job by Jagger
And
to get in front of that
one's-
shot. It was Michaelis that actually had the look. It was a nice cross-ice pass, but a nice job by Jagger to get in front of that puck and take it out of any point of concern.
Foss, nice job to get away from the forecheck through center ice. Out of the corner. Poked off the stick of Michaelis. And off the glass it goes and back into the Elk River zone with Kyle Esprim, the senior, to play it along the right wing rail. Jagger, rink wide for Peart's, going to draw in the forecheck and find an opening. Nice job by Koenig to guide it in. He liked that one.
Yep. Well, they needed to change too.
The body language said, I love that play.
Yeah.
He did a little head turn and sort of turned up ice.
He didn't quite do the Matt
Oh,
Harrington patting himself on the back, but he enjoyed it.
He was into it. Shot it on goal. That's handled by Clapton. Thanks for those of you who refreshed and figured it out. Don't know what the deal was with our YouTube link, and I'd never seen that error message, neither had anybody else with us. And it said us we were still streaming, and we weren't, so I'm not sure how long we were down for. But
well, you had a look on your face that I'm not familiar with.
Looked like a surgeon is what I look like.
Yeah, you got focused pretty quick.
I mean, this is as important as brain surgery, isn't it?
Well, in some people's world it is.
I'm just saying it is. Thanks to everybody, though. Max
Absolutely.
with it. He has his team's lone marker. Wanted number 2, but that's blocked. Nice save by Clapton. From the butterfly, throws a left flipper out there, like the pinball.
Well, he uses his extremities very effective. He's a good quality goaltender. He's played exceptional tonight.
He's had a really good weekend.
Just 5 seconds left in the penalty.
Mass went after his man, Goring, a couple of times, forced the turnover. Now the Thunderhawks at full strength back in behind the net. They go with it. Off the glass, out of the zone by Miller. That will not have enough to make it for an icing as Ferry retreats with Koenig watching him, flushes him to the right wing on the breakout. They'll bump the boards. Here they come in stride across the line. Ooh, nice shot there on goal. Rebound, where is it? Oh, and Clapton was down. They had a big opportunity there, and that door was shut.
Yeah, not before it got a little testy, but it was a really good quick shot from high in the slot. And it was Clapton that made the save, and then the puck rolled a little bit, and Elk River charged the net like they should do. But Clapton did a nice job of spreading his body along the goal line and keeping that puck out of the net. If the only consequence of face off to his left, he did his job quite well. Both teams trying to match personnel right now.
I got to do a discussion with that with an unnamed high school coach. And we talked about the line matching and how, in Minnesota, it becomes, it's really about line 1 and 2 and then 3 spelling you, which is what a lot of these teams are doing. I think you can spend a lot of time taking your first line off the ice, trying to match. You just got to trust your ones and their ones, and just get it on. That was the strategy, and he's won a couple of state championships. Just leave it at that.
Fair enough.
So I'm not going to argue that. I totally agreed. Actually, it was a very healthy conversation.
Well, net off the Mornings on the south side for a change, but you have to think about the lines that come out. I mean, if you get the 15, 20-second shift and then you come out for somebody else, that has to do something to your psyche a little bit. But the coach I think that you're referring to is a very quality coach that has been around this game an awful long period of time.
Oh, you think?
Yeah.
You're not sure which one it is, are you?
I kind of am.
Was it Randolph or
Oh.
Pauly?
Oh.
Was it Randolph or Pauly?
Well, I thought Lee Smith was in the mix too. I know it's one of those three. I just don't know which one, but it's going to be it's going to be Peart that's going to go. Kind of an incidental trip. I think his sticks just got into the skates. Didn't mean to do it, but again, the consequence is a power play for Elk River. If they can get another couple shots on Clafton, that would bode very, very well for them. But they're starting to get some momentum, some confidence back in some offensive zone time.
These penalties are a result of them getting their confidence back on the puck too.
Yep.
And you know what? You start forcing yourself into penalty-killing situations. You're one bounce away from a tie hockey game.
And it messes up the continuity of the line changes as well. I mean, some people are sitting, and the coaches just can't roll the lines over, so it kind of messes with the continuity.
Indeed. Don't forget, coming up at 8:30, it's going to be Edina and Eden Prairie. The crosstown rivals. Borders touch each other, as we know.
Always an
These guys
emotional
know
game.
each other big time. A lot of Elite League teammates in that one. One thing that's missing from this year is there's a one-timer. What a save by Clafton.
Nice side
The
to side.
alumni aren't here as much because they don't get out of school till next week. This is a little bit earlier based on how the tournament fell this year. Turn back up ice. Cross the line. Foss down to the corner. Humphrey back up for Foss. Foss to Michaelis. Now it's going to be Humphrey. Lets the shot go. And that's stopped and held on to by Clafton.
Well, he tried to go short side on Clafton. He just had the puck at a shallow angle, kind of worked it out front, left-handed shot, went to the dot and tried to go short side glove on Carter Clafton, as many have done during this tournament, and not a lot of success, but it was a good shot on goal. Clafton held on, face off to his left. Just 48 seconds left in the penalty to Peart for Grand Rapids.
Good positioning there by Johnson. Was Mass shot block. Mass gets it back. Scores! Oh, he snipes a wrist shot. Goes old school. Berries. We're tied at 2.
Well, you could just feel it kind of building and building and building, and finally they got the look that they wanted. And it was Mitch Maas that scored his second goal of the contest, second goal of the year, but what a big goal it was. That's on the power play. So now we're back to 5-on-5 tie game with 8 minutes and 11 seconds left in this third period. That's a big goal right there.
He just went straight to the holster on that. Did you see that?
Yeah.
He put it away.
Yeah. He felt pretty good about it, too. It was a nice silly. You can see the pearly whites through the mask.
You know, it's funny. Is that Willard Eichel sitting right there?
Yeah.
What's that?
Yes, I see.
He has like 4 young ladies sitting next to him, probably about 16, 17 years old, just encroaching on his space. Do they have any idea who that is?
I think they probably, I don't know if there's too many people that come into this building that don't know.
They're taking selfies. There's a snapper save and a good one. Oh, and we go pile up in front of the net. Uh-oh, we got the Tendy with the big glove. Now he's going to get out of there.
Well, I think that's a very appropriate call by the goaltender. Esper made a couple good saves in a very challenging moment for him, but held on, and then it just got a little spirited after the fact. It looks like there's going to be a consequence. A couple players are going to go to the box. Referees have done a really good job of letting these kids play. I mean, if there's a blatant penalty or
22 white minor for 22 red minor for roughing, 5-on-5 nothing.
One of each. We're going to be 5-on-5, as we heard.
Yep. But I think they've done a pretty good job of letting the kids decide what's going on. I mean, there's been a tripping penalty, interference penalty. Those are appropriate calls, but I think for the most part, they've kind of stayed out of the way and let the kids determine the outcome of this game. But we're now at a 2, 5-on-5, 7:41 left in regulation time.
We'll face it off in the Elk River zone. A little discussion between Foss and the official. I think they're talking about where the face-off should be. I don't know what they're talking about.
Oh, well, nor do I. But that's an ice. I mean, it's 5-on-5.
So it felt like it was a short-handed situation.
Yeah, well, just a little confusion, but it was Cody Miller that sent that puck. If they were a man down, that would have been a great play. But again, not a big deal. Those things happen. Time to win the faceoff and pick their teammate up a little bit.
And if you're at youth hockey, it'd be a whistle. How about that? Turned and played to center. Peart works it rink wide for Jagger. Man without a stick on the blue line with Nick Nielsen of the Elks. I'll have to go get it out of the corner.
Boy, that gives you an empty feeling when the play's in your zone and your stick's about 40 feet away.
Hasn't it?
If you're a soccer player or hacky sack aficionado, that might help a little bit, but they got the whistle, so they got past that moment.
Elks will wait for this one, but sliding over is Del Greco. Makes the play. Ooh, he had a backhand opportunity. Wanted to give it up to the forehand, as he did, for Miskovich, whose shot was blocked and transitioned through center for the Elks. Stick work there off the boards, and it's going to be Del Greco. Bumps it for Miskovich. Del Greco follows up the play, and that's knocked away there by Rickard. Someone goes down in a heap there.
Was that offsides, or are they calling a penalty?
That was offside. I just played the replay, buddy.
Well, I think it was McCrea Murphy that was on the receiving end of that hit. No worse for the wear, but it was good contact. I didn't see a penalty, but it looked like he motioned some kind of a signal, so Bart got confused for a little bit. Just under 7 minutes to go in a tie game, third period. Yeah, it happens. It's happening more frequently lately, too. Too many trips around the sun, Pete.
That's right.
Well, you're pretty quick to agree with that.
6:40 to go now in the period. Across the line they go with it. Thunderhawks and Elks tied at 2. Rickard hounded on the play by Wilson. Gathered in by Koenig down low. They'll throw that up into the neutral zone. Be shoveled to the right wing boards and sent right back in. This ends in a tie. We'll have a 3-minute rest break, and then we're going to get after it for an 8-minute sudden death overtime. And something tells me, Bart, we might be destined for that here with these two teams.
Well, they've been so efficient that I don't think it's going to interrupt the next game. But you know, overtime in a tournament is not a bad deal.
You must have a bedtime tonight.
Oh, it's not quick
Bart
enough.
Archer, the hardest working guy I know. I'm just giving you a hard time. You put in countless hours. This is you're doing this for the love of the game, and you know, you bust your rear end doing what you do. And thanks for being here for all of us.
My pleasure.
The best thing you do is you pick me up when I'm not on the A game, so
well,
it's appreciated.
That's what friends are for, as Dionne Warwick
said.
Oh,
no.
Little Dionne Warwick reference.
Oh, yeah.
Who knew?
Yeah, who knew? Brodzinski leaves off at the line. That was Michaelis for Humphrey. Mass has both his team's goals was there. Now it's Peart. Ooh, he had a man breaking. That's Holcomb. Off his skate from the Bischoff bid. Humphrey stopped at the line. Here they go back up ice. It's going to be handled by Holcomb. That'd be Wyatt Holcomb. Now a snapper through traffic, looked right into the glove. Nice save there by the Elk River goaltender.
Indeed, it was sputtering and fluttering, but it was Nielsen that got a stick on that, but still a somewhat challenging save for the Elk River goaltender, Espera. I like his body language. I like the way he's hung in there today. He's playing with confidence, moving the puck, stopping it, making the appropriate plays.
Back to the corner it goes.
God, there's been some battles along the wall
Yeah,
in this game.
and they've been purposeful too. It
Oh,
hasn't
absolutely.
been. It's not just been one of those. Just let's get muddy here and let's try and keep some pucks out of play. It's been really good.
And one thing, it's not just Grand Rapids is dominating the battles or Elk River. They're kind of trading punches, so to speak, and both teams are having some success. But every bit of real estate is being contested, but there is some space in the neutral zone. It just seems like Grand Rapids has just been a little bit more effective in the neutral.
A shot off the draw and on goal.
Yeah, that was a pretty good shot by Peart. He was being challenged. I believe it was Butala that came out to challenge, so I think he got rid of that a little quicker than he wanted to, but again, it made it to the net, and Esperum made the save. It looks like he's doing a little bit of an equipment adjustment right now. It looks like he's no worse for the wear. We're under 5 minutes, 4:34 left in the third period of a tie game.
Be sure to give us a follow at MN Hockey TV. Got all the action here from the Tradition Edina Holiday Classic. We're going to have the Tradition at the Park, St. Louis Park Holiday Tournament as well, coming up couple of days right after Christmas on that Thursday, Friday, Saturday. We've got 8 teams involved, 12 total games streaming. It's going to be an absolute, we'll have it all. And it's looking really forward to it.
And they're good teams with contrasting styles and different skill sets, so it should prove very interesting.
Looking forward to it. Maple Grove, looking forward to seeing that edition.
Yeah, boy, they got some players that can play offense, that's for sure.
You have Cloquet Esco Carleton coming off that tough heartbreaker 2-1. Over to the Duluth East Greyhounds.
Boy, that must have been a fun game to watch.
Where is the goal scoring for Mike Randolph's addition gone? Oh, wow. That was a big check. Who took the worst of that one?
Well,
that was Foss and Peart.
2 pretty tough customers.
Foss has been a very solid player all weekend long. Butchert plays back in behind the net for Mass. Mass is looking for the hat trick.
Well, so is Goring. So, we got a couple selfish goal scorers over here. No, I'm just kidding. But Goring with 2 for Grand Rapids, and as you said, Maas with 2 for Elk River. So give it to the hot hand.
Hard ring to the left wing side for the Thunderhawks to center. They get away from the forecheck across the line. On the move, it's Miskovich. It's jammed by Ferry. Plays it all the way over to the far side. As they'll battle with it, the Thunderhawks come out, up to the line. Quick snapper. Ooh, that one took a funny deflection. A quick release by Zolke. I don't think Esperum saw it till the last minute in goal for Elk River. 2:47 to go in the third. Thunderhawks calmly from the corner, back in behind. Miskovich is there. He got his man open up at the blue line there. Decided to cycle it back to the corner. Nice job to win the battle. Now they get it to the line. Snapper through the oncoming Humphrey. That shot taken from the line by Zolke.
Yeah, it was a pretty good shot. Nice low tippable, but Elk River again taking care of their goaltender. Good sidelines for the goaltender. They clear the traffic in front, allow him to make that save. And again, Esperum's going back to adjust his equipment. Pete asking, from a skater to a goaltender, does having something like that where you have to adjust your pads after every
whistle? If it doesn't feel right and there's something wrong, there's nothing, it gets in your head.
It has to be in the back of your mind.
I'll put it this way. If I'd get dressed, and if one of my skates didn't feel right or something underneath, I'd have to undress and do it all over again. It's a weird deal, but yep. And if there's a strap that's kind of troublesome, it gets in your head.
That's what I was going for.
Seriously.
That's exactly why I asked the question.
Very astute. Good observation.
Doesn't happen often. Let's relish the moment.
I am. They look through the goal mouth area. That's Goring to play it down the wall. 1:56 to go in the third period. Delayed offside, and we're going to reset in center ice area.
Boy, these teams are really hunkering down as far as the defensive side of it. Grand Rapids obviously getting some offensive zone time, really cutting the ice in half to a certain degree, but they just can't get into that scoring area. And once again, Esperum's back fussing with that strap.
Tucking it in, too.
It doesn't seem to have bothered him too much, though, the way he's been playing.
Elks with it. We won't say what kind of pads they are. Just kidding.
Yeah, I wouldn't be able to know anyway.
I know. It's not the pad's fault. It's just it's part of the game, 1:35 and counting across the line. Now it's Peart. Poked away, rolling puck. Esperum, nice job to dive on that puck and keep it alive.
Wow, that was very athletic because he was down on his knees and he had to spring back up and move his body over to cover that puck. And once again, he goes back to that strap. But again, it doesn't bother him. I'll try not to dwell on this too much, but that was a very athletic play by the Elk River goaltender to keep that puck out of the net. 1:28 left. Another offensive zone faceoff for this Grand Rapids squad. Very important faceoff for both teams, but I think accentuating the Elks need to win this one.
He's battling, and no question, they're going to need both their goaltenders to continue to play like this. Do the Elks, well, all teams. There's a good look at that. Todd Grover.
Well, they're actually one of the.
Is that the strap or is that the lace?
Oh, it might be the lace. He's asking for some help and get the dexterity of the linesman out there or the referee. That's not a bad idea. But Pete, coming into this, I mean, there's been some turnover in goaltendings on every team except for Elk River, and they have a pretty good tandem. Once Esperham gets back on his game, they're going to be a dynamic duo.
Back behind the net. Taken away by the Elks. Peart now to the right wing. Miskovich gets a stick on that, enough to get it deep. Now it's Murphy. Murphy tries to dance away from that one, stays on it. Nice. He's been good out of the corner here in the third period.
Yeah, he has.
Murphy again. Ooh, dances through traffic. One move too many. Turned over. Here come the Elks. Off the boards and sent back in behind. Wilson, better hurry. He does. He'll get this one up the left wing side. And now it's going to be the Elks to regain possession as they'll outlet to Humphrey. That's a shot go. Clafton the save. Now it's controlled and played by Michaelis with 28 to go. Look out. Here they go up the right wing side. Murphy with it to the backhand, to the forehand. Try to push that one through. Couldn't find it. Jammed on the play. Look out. Down goes a couple of Thunderhawks. 15 to go in the period. Miskovich. Oh, he had his man in front. That was Peart trolling down. Wilson will have to take over at center ice. And you know what? The game that felt like it was destined for overtime is going to take us right there to overtime with 2 seconds to go. Back in behind the net. And there's your buzzer. Regulation comes to a close. We have extra hockey here from Braemar Arena.
Well, and I don't think it's a surprise the way that this game was played. I think if there was a territorial advantage, I give it to Grand Rapids, but the important statistic is on the scoreboard, and we're not at it too. As Pete said, we're going to take a reprieve for a couple minutes and come back with a little overtime action.
We have a 3-minute rest break. We'll show you a little bit about the exercise coach in Eden Prairie if you're in the Twin Cities. Check it out. Strength conditioning training. When you see what's going on this thing, you've probably seen it a few times. It's quite impressive. We'll be back with more right after this. It was awesome. There was no video there. I put the wrong one up. It just had the logo, so there you go. Bart Archer's getting his items together. And take you through our schedule coming up on the mnhockey.tv. That'll be this Tuesday. We've got a pretty full menu for you. We've got some boys hockey action. Minnetonka will be at Bloomington Jefferson. Bloomington Jefferson will be at Minnetonka at the Pagel Activity Center. And then in girls hockey, Benilde St. Margaret's and the Academy of Holy Angels will square off in a rivalry tilt. That'll be at the Richfield Ice Arena. So we've got two good ones for you. And then on Thursday, look out, it gets nice and busy. Again, Edina Centennial girls, they're on at 7. Eden Prairie and Prior Lake will be doing battle. That's another 7 o'clock tilt. The Academy of Holy Angels will be squaring off with St. Paul Johnson. That on Thursday night as well. Then Friday night of this upcoming week, we're going to have Edina and Cretin-Derham Hall in a pivotal sectional matchup. Then Saturday, we've got a few more games for you. Academy of Holy Angels, Totino Grace, Providence Academy, and the Academy of Holy Angels. That's at 2 and 6. It's the Catholic Cup from the Tria practice rink. And then Eden Prairie and Blaine will be doing battle as well. Then we'll take a quick break for Christmas, and then we'll be back at it with the Walser tournament here for girls high school hockey. And then, of course, the tradition at the park boys. There's just hockey right here on the MNHockey.tv. So you get good and tired of our productions, I can tell you that right now.
I'm sorry, I just kind of jumped in, P. Wagner. Hey, guess what the total shots on goal were for the game?
30-30.
29-29.
Pretty close.
A little advantage to Elk River on that one. 12 shots against 10 for Grand Rapids. But Grand Rapids had some good zone time. But we're in overtime. This is going to be fun.
Yeah, this has been absolutely a very entertaining hockey game between these two teams. Off the glass. Back down off the glass again. Humphrey gets a stick in on his man. Michaelis sends this one wide of the mark. Back up to the line for Ferry. Leans into that one. Stick save Clafton. That's off the glass. And back to center ice they go. Miskovich with it. Hands that one off for Murphy. Murphy loads it up. Sends that one in on goal as it's sent down the length of the ice. Rolling puck to the corner, and they're going to call icing on that one. And we'll regroup and face off inside the Elk River zone.
Well, I don't think Elk River expended too much energy to try to track that puck down, but pretty good sequence by Grand Rapids. Put a pretty good shot on Esperum, and then there's a lot of traffic in front, but a nice clear by Elk River to relieve that pressure. And if the only consequence is face off in their own zone to Esperum's right, that's not a bad trade.
Clean win by the Elks. Grenick plays that one back up through the neutral zone.
There you go.
And he'll regroup and play back over to the far side near side for Nielsen. Behind the back he goes. Trickles that one up into the neutral zone, but that's going to be the Thunderhawks to make the play. Esperum. Now it's Nielsen. Outlets to the right wing. And Butchert across the line. Butchert will pull the puck back in behind the net. They go hard to the net. They crash. The sticks went up in the air. I don't see anything pointing there. Wow. Did they say that was a goal? He scores. I guess they did. We'll try and catch that on replay as the Elks. There's the tail end of what's going on there. And they're talking things over. The Elks think they've won. They're still talking things over.
Well, I didn't see the definitive call by the referee. It was like a countdown to make a decision, but they just crashed the net. It looked like
I never saw a point.
Well, neither did I, but the referee was directly behind the goal, so he was in good proximity, but we couldn't see him because of the congestion in front. But, you know, Clafton's obviously disappointed. He made the initial save and was down waiting for a whistle.
This isn't good. Now you got the entire teams coming around the officials as they're talking this one over.
Well, no shortage of drama, right?
The Elks, you can see, are all on the ice. He had the full celly. Ben Gustafson thinks he has the win. And the Thunderhawks, oh, they got the win. There it is.
Well, I guess if there's a bright side to it, the referees got together, had a conference, and made sure that they made a definitive decision on that one. But congratulations to the Elks coming back, being a goal down in the third period, knotting it up, and then winning it in overtime. Obviously, it wasn't a pretty goal, but they don't have to be pretty. They just have to be effective. And Elk River seemed to solve the Clafton riddle. And you have to feel bad for Carter Clafton. Just a little misfortune. He played an outstanding game, outstanding tournament, to be horribly honest with you. But obviously Grand Rapids is going to be a little disappointed, and Coach Marinucci and his staff are looking for a little qualification on this. They want a legitimate reason, and he's not real happy right now, and obviously deservedly so. Well, I don't want to take anything away from the Elks, but it's kind of a shame that a game like this ends in this kind of controversy.
It got really muddy down there. We couldn't, you know, we saw what you saw. We couldn't see anything, and you know, the Thunderhawks are going to line up for the face-off. Wow, this is interesting.
Is this like a protest, or? Because
it's not going to change anything. Chris Marinucci's still talking to the officials right now.
Well,
I can't believe it.
I think he has a reason for discussion, but you know, as it is, it looks like Grand Rapids and Elk River are in the handshake line, and that's one thing I like about hockey. Even with the intensity and the emotions running amok, they still line up and shake hands out of respect. Makes hockey special to me.
It does, absolutely. So there's your final score in about 34 minutes.
That works. That works.
Go ahead and log off of here. Log into our new game here on the Edina page. And we'll have Edina and Eden Prairie coming up for you. Our nightcap of the tradition, Edina Holiday Classic. There's your final score. Elk River 3, Grand Rapids 2. For Bart Archer and Matt Harrington, John Sands, Todd Grover, Patrick Lilia, I'm Pete Wagner. So long, everybody.